Welcome to another episode of Risk Spotlight's weekly operational risk news update. I am Emily Jones, and I will be sharing insights on key operational risk news updates from last week. These updates are based on content from the Risk Spotlight portal, which is the world's first forward-looking operational risk content service. Let me start with a significant AI regulatory update. The European Union has passed the Artificial Intelligence Act, the world's first comprehensive law regulating artificial intelligence. This law will take effect in phases over the next 24 months, with certain provisions like bans on prohibited AI systems coming into force within 6 months. The AI Act applies to organizations in the EU that use AI systems, as well as importers, distributors, manufacturers, and providers of AI systems, both inside and outside the EU, if their AI systems are used in the EU. The law classifies AI systems into different risk categories, with the most stringent regulations applying to high-risk AI systems. While the EU's AI Act is the first of its kind globally, it is already inspiring similar legislative efforts in other countries like South Korea, which is proposing bills mirroring the EU's risk-based approach and allocation of responsibilities for high-risk AI developers and users. This landmark legislation is set to have a significant impact on the development and deployment of AI systems worldwide. The next update is from a new report titled AI and Information Management Report. This report highlights challenges organizations face when implementing AI projects, particularly around data privacy, security, and information management. Organizations with more mature information management strategies are 1.5 times more likely to realize benefits from AI compared to those with less mature strategies. However, 44% of organizations lack basic measures like archiving and retention policies. Over 50% of organizations face challenges with internal data quality, and 45% encountered unintended data exposures when implementing AI. This is because many organizations lack proper data management policies and automation. Less than half of organizations are confident they can use AI safely. Before implementation, 71% were concerned about data privacy and security, while 61% were concerned about the quality and categorization of their internal data. Despite high usage of public AI tools like ChatGPT, fewer than half of organizations have an AI acceptable use policy, exposing them to risks like losing intellectual property. The next update is relating to the U.S. Department of Justice's increased focus on regulating the use of AI in white-collar crimes. The DOJ's Deputy Attorney General, Lisa Monaco, has warned that individuals and companies could face harsher penalties if they deliberately misuse AI to commit offenses such as price fixing, fraud, or market manipulation. The DOJ will now be assessing disruptive technology risks, including those related to AI, as part of its evaluation of corporate compliance programs. Companies are advised to develop policies to prohibit and prevent the misuse of AI, as the DOJ will consider how well a company manages AI-related risks. Compliance officers should establish rules and guidelines to restrict how AI could be used by rogue employees to cause problems for the company, such as through price-fixing algorithms, AI-augmented fraud, or AI-assisted market manipulation. The DOJ's policy announcement is a reminder for companies to seek legal counsel whenever questions arise about the use of AI, as the DOJ is expected to provide further guidance on this issue in the future. The next update is on the European Data Protection Supervisor's recently concluded an investigation into the European Commission's use of Microsoft 365 and identifying some major issues. Specifically, the supervisor found that the Commission failed to ensure personal data transferred outside the EU was afforded the same level of protection as within the EU. There were also problems with the contracts between the Commission and Microsoft, which lacked specificity around the types of personal data collected and how it would be used. As a result, the supervisor issued an unprecedented reprimand to the Commission. They ordered the suspension of all data flows from Microsoft 365 to Microsoft servers outside the EU by December 2024, unless those transfers are covered by an adequacy decision. The Commission also has to demonstrate full compliance with EU data protection regulations by that same date. This decision is a real wake-up call, not just for the Commission, but for any organization using cloud services like Microsoft 365 within the EU. The next update covers a new report from security ratings firm Security Scorecard, which examined the impact of data breaches on S&P 500 companies in 2023. It reveals that 21 of these large, prominent firms have been subjected to cyber attacks, making them attractive targets for threat actors due to the lucrative business they bring. The report highlighted that financial services and insurance organizations accounted for a quarter of the breached companies, and over half of the attacks involved the compromise of personal data. A worrying trend is that over half of the breached companies had personal employee information exposed. Cybercriminals are using this data to carry out sophisticated social engineering attacks, which are proving to be a major vulnerability even for companies with strong technical security. Furthermore, the report stated that ransomware hit S&P 500 companies were demanded to pay an 8-figure ransom on average, with the ransom amounts calculated based on the market cap and workforce size of the targeted firms. Additionally, most of the breached companies were found to be involved with a third-party vendor or partner, suggesting that attackers are increasingly targeting corporate supply chains to gain access to systems. The next update is from a CIFAS-commissioned research on UK organizations. The research found that only 6% of organizations with over 1,000 employees provide insider threat prevention training during onboarding, and 2% have never conducted any such training. Despite the cost of living crisis putting financial strain on many workers, less than half of the surveyed key decision makers were most concerned about insider threats within their organizations. The research indicates that the cost of living crisis has further exacerbated the need for people to supplement their wages or repay debts, which can create temptation for employees to become insider threats. Disgruntlement at work has also been a factor in some cases. The report emphasizes that an untrained workforce can be a business's weakest link, and building employees' knowledge throughout their entire life cycle is vital for keeping organizations safe from nefarious threats. The next update covers a warning by two of India's largest banks, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. The banks issued warnings to their customers about scammers using advanced AI technologies for voice cloning to commit fraud. ICICI Bank has advised customers to be wary of messages or invitations to install festive themes, games, or apps, as these could be used to infect their devices and steal their data. HDFC Bank has also cautioned customers about the AI voice cloning technology, which allows scammers to make calls that sound exactly like the voice of a customer's friends or relatives. This is done to create panic and trick individuals into transferring money. While this update relates to India, this emerging risk is relevant for banks globally, as cybercriminals and fraudsters increase their use of generative AI tools to commit new types of frauds. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of last week's operational risk landscape. If you want to read more about the topics I have covered and review additional content on emerging operational risk topics, then please log into the RiskSpotlight portal if you are a subscriber, or go to RiskSpotlight.com to sign up for a free trial. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay safe and keep those risks in check.